Welcome to this week's Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blonde Intelligence. I am your host, Miss Ronnie, and I always seek to give you exquisite cranial repertoire. Before we get started, do you love barbecue? If so, starting this weekend, March 23rd, and each weekend thereafter, Smoke King, the barbecue guru, will be at their Humphrey location at 707 Ditchbank Avenue in Humphrey, Arkansas. Come get your grub on with Smoke King, the barbecue guru, from 12 noon to 6 p.m. On the menu, rib meals with 2 sides, rib tips, rib sandwiches, pulled pork sandwiches, barbecue bologna, cheeseburgers, loaded Polish sausages, and loaded baked potatoes. I will also be out with Indie Artist Music Hustle merch. This week's show stems from a consultation that I had with an independent artist. Before the consultation, he actually said, "Hey, Miss Ronnie, I need to get my fan base up. What I need to do?" What I need to do to get my fan base up seems like a simple enough question, but hides the enormous dedication and strict strategic planning to achieving your desired results. First, a goal or objective must be set. In this scenario, the goal is to boost engagement, to promote the artist, and increase fan base through the fan interaction. There are a few ways that I will mention. 1. Music industry discovery websites. 2. Music blogs. 3. Artist giveaways. 4. Being placed on playlists. And 5. Promoting yourself on TikTok. When indie artists submit their music to music discovery websites, you are reaching out to curators, to bloggers, to vloggers, to online radio stations, to entertainment professionals, and other publications about your music, creating the potential to increase your fan base. People who listen to your music and provide feedback are called tastemakers on these sites. I am a tastemaker for a music discovery website called SharePros. I actually have interviewed several artists on this show whose music I have reviewed. I love this part of doing this because it allows me to meet artists from all across the world. If you look at my background behind me right now, these are major landmarks from various countries across the globe. So you might see something from China, you might see something from the United States, something from Brazil, something from the UK. Being a tastemaker has allowed me to become acquainted with artists, producers, and musicians from Australia, Spain, various parts of Africa, Russia, Ukraine, the East and West Coast, and all in between. So if you would like for me to review your music, you can hit me on SharePro. Some other music directory websites are, and this is not exhaustive, so Submit Hub, Hype Machine, Noise Trade, Pitchfork, and Reverb Nation. There are many more, so you know what to do. You research different music discovery websites, you submit to them, you keep working at it. That's one way to increase your fan base. The next way to increase fan base is music blogs. Create some noise. Have an event, a rap battle, depending on this particular person I was talking to was in hip hop. But create some type of event where it can create a buzz for you. Invite some different media outlets to it. Give press passes. I know one time I was asking a guy, I said, do you have press passes? He was like, no, I don't have press passes, but it costs this much to get in. And sometimes you might be stifling yourself by, I would say, not being able to see further than in front of your face. Because I felt like him having some press, some media, some type of outlet there would have, I would say, increase the popularity of the show, I would say. So when you create some noise, you're going to reach out to blogs to give them something to write about or even blog about in this age of technology. So a blog kind of like before you would write it and you'll put on your website or whatever. And it's like now a lot of, especially on like YouTube, they call them creators now. But that's a vlog because it's a video that's talking. But that has become very important in the entertainment industry. It's not just major outlets anymore. And on YouTube, there are many creators who do reaction videos to new music, and many focus on indie artists. So you can send your press release, your EPK, and or your bio along with what's new and exciting about you and or your music to these different bloggers. And if it's especially based on music, then you can almost bet that they're going to mention what you're doing. Probably we're going to want to know more about you. So be ready to have that information ready to present. Some online radio stations do live reviews on indie artist music, new indie artist music. One of them I would mention is Time to Grind Radio with Big Seven. This is out of New Jersey. And he do artist releases live on the radio. And he also streams live on his social media platforms. And this allows the audience, his audience, to give feedback and give their opinion. And because if you think about it, after all, the audience is who could potentially be part of your increasing fan base. The people who are going to buy the tickets to your shows. The people who are going to buy your merchandise. Even if you're selling CDs out the trunk of your car, they're going to be the ones that's going to buy that. So the people that you're trying to impress or to stay relevant in their mind is not the hype producers or, oh, he know this person right here, or he introduced me to this person. It's the people that's going to buy your shit. So you can keep brown nosing it, as they say, clout chasing, and your ass is going to stay broke on that end. The next is giveaways. I have learned that a lot of people, if they can get something free or win a prize, they will provide their email. Have a contest and have a drawing for a download of your music, a t-shirt, a hat, or whatever merch you have, and use that as an opportunity to add to your email list. Do your giveaways on collaborative media endeavors. And one thing that I didn't put in here, because I named like 5, but one thing that I didn't put in here that I should have is when you do collaborations with artists. I do not know why, and it baffles me that some artists will collaborate with the same artist over and over again from the same region, which means that you are not growing your fan base. You are just having local notoriety. And so one suggestion I made to this potential client was to collaborate with people outside of your genre, outside of the country. So you can start building an international fan base, not only just in your little small region or in your city. That brings me to some Spotify playlists. If you are an independent artist and you have not claimed your artist page on Spotify, please do so. Because that is how you are going to submit your unreleased music to Spotify curators. Now, notice that I said unreleased. You cannot release the music and then think that you're going to submit it to a curator, because it's not going to be possible. Now, they give the advice to wait 2 weeks before the release, or at least 2 weeks before the release, so you can submit to Spotify. My personal recommendation is 6 weeks, because the music scene is so congested with independent artists that imagine how much music they get on a daily basis. Just because the music is unreleased does not mean that it cannot ever be released. So that's the reason why I said give that 6-week window on sending music. But to me, Spotify for independent artists is a great way to submit music for playlists that you just hadn't been released to the public. That don't mean that you can't do everything to it that it needs to be done, or that maybe you won't put it on something else later. But that's a way to get exposure to your music and potentially be placed on playlists that's going to be played to many more people, which will increase your fan base. Last for me, but certainly not least, is promo videos and other marketing tricks on TikTok. I have done a whole show on the importance of TikTok. So the only thing I'm going to say major about that is that's one place where an artist can go viral. So while you still have the chance, I think putting some time into TikTok would be well worth it. So as an independent artist, if you don't have a TikTok page, I suggest that that's something that you should be working on while you still have the privilege to do so. Again, this is not exhaustive, but relevant to the goal. So let's revisit the goal again. The goal was to boost engagement, to promote the artist, and increase fan base through fan interaction. So I hope that the information that I provided to you today was helpful. And remember, Indie Artist Music Hustle streams live on LinkedIn, Twitch, and YouTube. And sometimes I will stream live on the new Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blunt Intelligence Facebook page, because I done said before what Facebook done to my other page. But anyway, you can find the Indie Artist Music Hustle podcast on your favorite podcasting platform, which means Apple, Spotify, Deezer, Pandora, iHeart, whatever. Also get your merch and Blunt Intelligence services at blunt-intelligence.com. You can also get your Indie Artist Music Hustle merch and some good old barbecue, again, starting March 23rd at 707 Ditchbank Avenue in Humphrey, Arkansas, at the Smoke King, the Barbecue Guru. See you next week. Bye.
Hey girl, let me tell you about this podcast.
Girl, everybody has a podcast these days.
But this one interviews new and interesting indie artists. It's called Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blunt Intelligence.
Really? Where can I find it?
It's on all podcasting platforms, streams live on social media, and on rpentradio.com.
What'd you say it was called again?
It's called Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blunt Intelligence.
Girl, I'm gonna have to check her out.
Give it a check, girl.